Hello, my name is Joao Pinto Coelho, and I'm here to present my novel, Ask Sara Gros, which has just been published in Bulgaria. I never know how to start these things, so let me go back many years to a time when the possibility of becoming a writer was absolutely fanciful, but where I started 3 decades of research on the Holocaust and the persecution of European Jews in the first half of the 20th century. During that period, I traveled several times to Poland and to the old concentration and extermination camps, where I had the opportunity to establish long conversations with several survivors of this tragedy. But if the possibility of writing a novel never seriously occurred to me, I always knew that if I did it, it would be about the subject of my investigation and would have to be about something never covered before. But how can this be achieved if hundreds of titles are published on this matter every year? I thought it would be impossible until that day when I found this small town in southwestern Poland called Oświęcim. Oświęcim is a strange name. It says nothing to most of the people, and yet it became the most eloquent symbol of the Holocaust when, at the beginning of the Second World War, the Germans arrived there and gave it another name, Auschwitz. Realizing that that place had been a happy city, a city with extraordinary dynamics and a passionate history, made me want to understand what happened there and how suddenly it became hell. Ask Sara Gros is all about that. The narrative is divided into 2 distant times and 2 distant scenarios: the United States in the late 1960s and Poland in the interwar period. It tells us the story of Kimberly Parkър, a young American literature teacher who crosses the country to escape her ghosts and teach at the most elite school on the east coast of the United States. It is there that she meets Sara Gros, the school principal, and an extraordinary woman. But if Kimberly allows herself to be conquered by Sara's human and intellectual dimensions, she was not prepared for the secrets of the school, where most of the things are not always what they look like. When the tragedy plagues the century-old institution, Kimberly's world falls into a dark abyss, and it is then that she finally learns about Sara's incredible story. Step by step, the reader gets to know Oświęcim, the Polish city where Sara grew up, and the people living there, its habits and routines, its ambitions and rivalries, until everything collapsed with the arrival of the Nazis. From the forests of Birkenau to the corridors of the University of Krakow, Kimberly awakens to a story of dreams and survival that marks Sara's life from birth to adulthood. And even then, Kimberly could never have guessed the brutal revelation that awaits her in the end. In short, this is the story of the novel. I hope that it will be received in your country with the same enthusiasm that it achieved here in Portugal. You'll tell me. I wish you all the best and, of course, a good reading experience.